Yes, now it's recording.
Okay, welcome everybody. Today I will tell you about updates on Open Badge Factory and Open Badge Passport development. So what we've been doing and what will be the next task on our roadmap. And of course, I will have some discussion at the end of this presentation, but if you like to ask during the presentation, you can add a question on the chat. I will try to answer during the presentation. Okay. So, first of all, I would like to remind our main topics. I made the same kind of presentation it was in September, I think. And if you were not in this presentation, I will tell you a bit about our strategy. Okay. So our main topics in our strategy are development in collaboration with our customers. So as you know, perhaps we develop Open Badge Factory and Open Badge Passport as an open innovation, meaning that we have a lot of discussion with our customers and send us suggestions, and we try to fit all these wishes on our roadmap. The second important thing is we support creation of a badge ecosystem. So Open Badge Factory and Open Badge Passport both are designed really to support networks. So we have made, for example, endorsements, social features in Open Badge Passport. So our goal is still to support the emergence of badge ecosystems. And of course, we want to unlock the potential of badges for their owners. So not only for badge creators and badge issuers, but also for people who are getting badges, what they can do with the badges, how they can share the badges, what kind of value they can get from the badges in the communities. So in this area, I would say that Open Badge Passport is quite important, but also, of course, all the endorsement things that we have, for example, in Open Badge Factory. And we are slowly but surely, I would say, evolving in a direction of, I would say, competence management. So Open Badge Factory and Open Badge Passport are not only for recognizing learning, but we are going to introduce more and more features for basically giving to, I would say, supervisors possibility to know what is happening with badges, to have better reports and to have the possibility to manage the badge strategy. And of course, we are all the time improving user experience in both systems. Okay, first of all, let's have a look on our recent major OBF release. So, as you know, we released this PDF badge feature. I think it was a bit after Christmas. And it has been a very popular, let's say, feature in Open Badge Factory. Why? Because it has been used by organizations who wants to make easier for their badge earners to receive their badge, share their badge without having any account in a backpack or in a passport. They also work, I would say, as verifiable certificates, and they are really portable and easy to share, as I said. So what I wanted to say about this feature that we have had, I think something like 1 month ago, the possibility in the PDF to validate it with a QR code, as you see now. So the QR code, you can validate it, even if it's a paper version, and you can, of course, if it's digital version, you can click the link to validate it. Well, one other interesting new feature supporting quite many big projects, not only in Finland, but in many countries where badges are shared between organizations, is the possibility to share not only badges, but badge applications in Open Badge Factory. So here is a view where you can see the regular, basically, badges share with partners. You just click the badge that you want to, you select the badge that you want to share with your partners. As you see on the bottom of the page here, you have copy badge and application forms. And this means that if this badge is related to badge application, you will be able to copy both the badge and to share the badge and the application as a copy. As a copy, this means that the questionnaire of the badge application will be copied and will appear in the badge application section of the partner. And the partner will be able also to make modification in this badge application. So the idea here is to provide badges and badge application as template. It's not possible to share badge application as link because it could be quite tricky to basically handle a great number of badge application share with different partners from one place. So it perhaps doesn't make sense. But the idea of sharing a badge application as copy will help in big, I would say, network project where most of the badges are basically issued by application. So until now, it has been quite heavy, I would say, for partners to basically share the badges because they have had also to rebuild, everyone had to rebuild his own badge application in his own account. So, yeah. Well, now we have also usability improvements. And these usability improvements are supporting at the pro level management of sub-organizations. So we want to improve sub-organization features and the management. And one way to do it is to be able to add sub-organization to sub-organizations to user account. So basically, when you create a user account in Open Badge Factory, you can set up the organization or the organizations where to whom this user belongs. And then because these sub-organizations becomes automatically a tag, a category in your Open Badge Factory account, then you will be able to use this category for setting permissions on badge creation, badge issuing, and evaluation of badge application. So basically the flow now will be easier because you can basically link users and sub-organizations, and sub-organizations becomes automatically the category, and the category can be used in the badges, the badge editor or badge issuing tools for making some, I would say, yeah, sort of setting some rights. Okay, and about these categories, as you see here, there is a new feature. So you have categories like before, nothing new on that. But here you have the plus, small plus icon. And when you click this plus icon, you get your category, the name of your category, the list of badges, in this case, that you can add to this category. And you can also easily remove this category. So until now, we have had a kind of, I would say, a bit tricky usability problem with category that when you add tags, categories, basically, to your badges, if you wanted to erase this category, you had to go for every, you had to remove it for every, basically, badge tag with it. So, but now you can, from one place, remove, not, of course, the badges, but remove basically the category. And yeah, with one click. One important new feature coming, I would say, tomorrow, because tomorrow will, so tomorrow will be the 17th of March. We will release new features in the passport, and it will make possible in Open Badge Factory to track also social media shares. So it's some feature that have been asked for a long time already, and it's now coming very soon. So tomorrow it should appear. So here you can see that in the left side you have the current, I mean the usual report that you had until now in Open Badge Factory. But in the right side you can also see, I would say, social shares. So you can see here Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, how many badges have been shared, and the percentage of badges also. So notice that this new feature will not be able to show statistics for the whole history of the account. It will show only now the new shares that happening in the system. So we can have also, perhaps we will have a solution for showing, let's say, previous statistics, but the first implementation will just show what is currently shared in a social media system. Okay, and then if we have a look on the Open Badge Passport, we have a new feature for creating and issuing badges in Open Badge Passport. So you will see it will happen tomorrow in the afternoon at 4 o'clock Finnish time. We will release the new version of the passport, meaning that in the badges section, you will see issue badges section. And in issue badges section, when you click new badge, you will be able to create yourself a badge. We provide here the possibility, of course, to upload your own picture, but also to generate a picture very quickly. So we have a kind of a generator that can help if you don't have a straight away picture that you use. We wanted to make this feature very easy to use. So it's very basic, I would say, a basic form for creating a badge, name of the badge, description of the badge, and criteria page, and tags. So nothing fancy. And you have small question marks here telling to users what they should basically write in these different fields. And something I could say now also that we also have new context sensitive help question marks at the section level, in which you will find instructions for creating badges, but also in instructions for all the functionalities, all the features of Open Badge Passport. So here, if I create a badge, for example, about, well, first of all, why? The big question is why giving this possibility to users in Open Badge Passport? Why should they be able to create the badges? Or why I should be able to create my badges? Well, the question is that Mozilla has been at the beginning telling about the fact that 70 to 80% of our skills, competencies are basically, let's say, we get these competencies in non-formal and informal contexts. So it's quite difficult in this context to have a recognition of these skills and competence that can be very personal only by matching with badges which have been issued by and created by organization. So in this example, I here want to be recognized for being a badge expert. Okay, I know that I am a badge expert. I will not find, for the moment, in any context, a ready badge for recognizing badge expert and for recognizing my particular skills about being a badge expert. So here the idea is that I basically present here my skills as a badge expert, and in the criteria page I write what I can do, what kind of skills I have related to this topic. And after that, if I click issue this badge to yourself, I can issue this badge to myself. And it's what we call a selfie badge or claim badge. And here in this interface, you see that we propose in the flow also the possibility to add evidence and to request endorsement. In fact, in our instructions, we really emphasize the fact that if you want to give a value to your badge, it's not enough really to say that I can do that, but it will be very, very important to bring evidence and to get endorsement by your peer or by your superior, supervisors, and so on. So here you have also the possibility to add, to set, the visibility of the badge straight in the badge. So you can set it as private, or you can, let's say, publish it in the passport only, or you can set it as public. So nothing new here, but this is the new interface, not only for setting, let's say, visibility of a badge in this particular tool, but also in Open Badge Passport, in all different places where you have the possibility to set up visibility. You will be able now to use this interface. In my opinion, it's a bit more, I would say, clear than the old one, because when you click one of these box here, you see on the bottom that text in bold will tell you about what you are doing. Okay, and then when I issue a badge, well, the badge is not leaving Open Badge Passport, or it's not leaving a dedicated passport. It can be installed also in a dedicated passport. The badge will stay here in the passport. It's totally, I would say, I would not say, I say it's totally standard badge. But here you see that the issuer of the badge is me, and I'm also the earner of the badge. So that's why we call it claim badge or selfie badge here. And you can see this badge that you have an evidence here added, and you can also add endorsement. And of course, you can go on and enrich your badge later. So it will be interesting to see how our Open Badge Passport and dedicated passport users will use this feature. But I think it's important. It's an important feature to basically complete the badges that I can get from organizations. So I could basically use these badges to I would say grow a bit more my portfolio, my CV, and I think also it's a very good exercise for reflective learning. So it's quite difficult, in fact, to set up its own badge, one badge, and to be able to think about what kind of skill I have, and to really make a good description about these skills, and also to get and to send good, I would say, endorsement requests. Okay, I don't know if there is any question here. I don't see the chat. Okay. Oops, sorry. So what next on the Open Badge Passport roadmap? Well, first of all, I want to say that we have now a lot of, let's say, projects on development of what we call dedicated passports. So we have now organizations wants to have their own dedicated passport, and let's say we have some development projects starting, for example, with HPass and the B connection, the boat network in Poitiers, France. And the next important features in Open Badge Passport and in this dedicated passport will be related to analytics. So the idea is it's not only to have a place where an individual can receive his or her badges. The idea is now that the organization will have the possibility to see in the passport what is actually happening with badges, what kind of competencies are emerging, what kind of connection there is between badge earners, but also, for example, if some companies are interested to search for skills people and so on, to know what kind of activity there is in the passport. So we are now starting to develop tools for administrators of dedicated passports with better statistics of what is happening in the system, with better management tools. As I say, with the possibility to make dynamic reports based on badges, users, it could be also pathways and so on. And in this development, we will develop what we call slice passports, meaning that organization will have their own area inside a passport. So the idea that the supervisor of some organization will have the possibility to get data, not for all what is happening in the passport, but for all what is happening with their own community. So it's a kind of community-based reporting system. And we are working also on the mobile app so the mobile app of the passport, meaning that in June we will be able to launch this new solution here, and this app will be, the first version will be a prototype. I would say not a prototype, but let's say kind of basic version where passport users can receive and display and share their badges. But in the future, we'll go further when we'll have more analytics and more information of what is happening with the badges. There will be the possibility to also set up some kind of let's say goals for members of the passport, and they will have the possibility to see in their app also the badge that they should complete, not only the badge that they have got. The first version will be an Android version, and we will probably make some kind of test, let's say, create some test group for giving us some feedback on the app, and then a bit later we'll make iOS version, also iOS version. Okay, now these big, let's say, topics are not the only one on our roadmap. I don't go in details, but let's say that in the Open Badge Passport side, as I said, we have the slice passport, which is not only about filtering what is happening in the passport based on the organization view, but in the future it will be also the possibility to build a landing page for different organizations in a common passport. We will create also organization accounts, meaning that, for example, companies will have the possibility to create their own account in the passport, and then the possibility to endorse people and as a company inside the passport, and the possibility also to generate some report, to make some search in the passport. We are working on usability improvements. I can't tell you in details, but a lot of improvements on look and feel of badges, and trying to make the system more clear, simple, because the passport is growing a lot. It's an exploration platform, I would say. Now we have to basically think a bit more about usability. Visualization, it's one important topic, and it's very much related to analytics. So the idea of analytics is not only to get data, but it's to display this data with different kind of I would say, graphs and graphics, and to understand really what's happening in the system. And we will also implement the Badge Connect feature, because, as I said, we have now quite many dedicated passports, and it's very important that we have what I would say a federation of passports. So basically, that if as a user I have my badges in several passports, I should be able to move my badges easily from one passport to another. Now, in the OBF side, we have started, I mean, we are going on in the improvement of badge sharing features. I can't tell you more really now about what we are doing, because it's a bit under development, I would say. We are thinking about different kind of solutions, but one idea would be that it would be easier for organization to share not only one badge, but to share several badges. So the idea to select several badges and share with partners, or the idea to create a folder that you could share, and the content of the folder could be shared with other partners. Improvement of sub-organization management. We try to improve a bit more the management of sub-organizations. So as I say now, the new category feature will help a lot. And the fact that you can basically group users in different sub-organizations, it will be also a good, I would say, value improvement. Sorry. Usability improvements are also important. So we will, based on the feedback that we have got from our customers, make small improvements, but important improvements in different kind of places. And we are working on what we call OBF Enterprise version, which is a version for where there will be much more tools for managing competencies and profiles, for assigning different kind of, I would say, learning pathways to staff or members, for example. So we are going more in this enterprise version. We are basically developing Open Badge Factory for talent management or for competence management. Yeah. And we will integrate what we call Wiki Badges. Wiki Badges is it's a wiki, open wiki. So the idea of Wiki Badge is that anyone, alone or with collaborators, will be able to create badges. And the badges created in Wiki Badges are not this kind of badges that you can issue straight from the platform, but you will be able to load, to basically, in Open Badge Factory, you will be able to pick, to browse first, and to select badges from Wiki Badges, and then to issue them with Open Badge Factory. And in the future, it will be, this feature will be also connected to Open Badge Passport. So you will be able in the passport also to select and issue badges created in Wiki Badges. What is the idea of Wiki Badges? Well, the idea is to open the creation of badges to any organization or any individual. As I say, it's totally public domain, meaning that if you use Wiki Badges, you accept that all what you are creating, it's basically shared with anyone. And the idea is to support, I would say, a wider movement of badge development. So it's not only development of badges by an organization in Open Badge Factory, or development of badges by individual users in Open Badge Passport. The idea is to give the possibility to create badges freely in workshops or in any activities. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? So there is a question about how social media shares are tracked. So basically, the idea is the social media shares are tracked from the Open Badge Passport or from the dedicated passport servers. So the web server information is basically analyzed, and based on this information, Open Badge Factory, using an API, can really tell what is happening with badges. So they are real shares. So the problem perhaps with many platforms is that what we say, okay, it's a share, it's very difficult to verify from the issuing platform what has been actually shared. But using basically the website, or sorry, web server information from Passport will give you real information about the fact that this badge has been actually open in LinkedIn or Facebook or any other system. Okay, any other question? I can give you, I can unmute, or perhaps Mina, if you could unmute, because I'm not anymore host. I'm not sure that I can. Okay, so if you have any question now, you can.
Don here with a question relating to the sliced passport. I'm trying to understand the difference between the sliced passport and then you had something else in terms of future developments. What was it? Organization accounts. So sliced passport and organization accounts. Can you talk about where one starts and the other one ends?
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. It's a bit confusing. When I speak about organization account, I mean that we will create a new kind of, I would say, user in OpenBadge Passport, which means that you can register the passport as an external, let's say, organization, as the company in the passport, but not and don't present, but more as learning agents at the point. So you will have your own profile for your own company, and you will be also recognized in the passport as a company and not as an individual user. That's the idea. So it's an idea to, we've been speaking about that for a long time, but now you are in the passport, a community of people, skills people with competencies and so on. But it's very difficult for let's say, companies to really access this information and to be also, I would say, involved in the process of endorsements. So now the possibility will be that these companies or these organizations that are not perhaps only companies will be, let's say, viewed in the passport as company also. And they perhaps will have some particular, I would say, rights. I don't know yet, but it could be that they can search for people based on skills, or generate some reports, or perhaps advertise some positions, job position, and so on. And then the idea of the dedicated sliced passport, sorry, the sliced passport is more what we are doing now with HPass and with both B-Connection passport, that inside the passport, you can give to an organization the possibility to filter the data in the system based on its own community. So, for example, let's say if you have Save the Children in HPass, for example, Save the Children will be able to see all staff members of Save the Children who have got some badges.
So that's different from, so the user does not see Save the Children, the user does not see a specific page for Save the Children. It doesn't change the user experience, it changes the issuer experience.
Yeah, so it will also have an impact on the user experience. So first of all, the first step will be to basically provide good management for organizations in the passport. So as I said, there is a filtering, there is analytics, possibility to get good reports and to understand what is happening in my own community. But at the same time, And it's one of the sub-projects in the project that we have in this development. You, as a member of Save the Children, you will have the possibility to say, I am from Save the Children, and then to access your own view of the gallery. So the Explore side, you will see, first of all your colleagues from Save the Children. But because the passport is basically a wider community area, you will be also able to see what is happening in general in the passport. And then going in this direction and on this logic, in the future you will have also perhaps a dashboard for Save the Children and a landing page with graphic, branded landing page for your own organization.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions or information?
Just a comment that some exciting developments. I really look forward to playing around with these.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think there's creating badges in the passport is quite interesting new tool for exploring what perhaps a new way to, let's say, use badges, or as I said in earlier, it could be a way to basically how could I say in English, to basically add new evidence of my learning to the, I would say, badges issue by some organizations. So I could add this, I would say, recognition with matching badges, but also my own claim badges could complete in one way my profile as a learner.
I have another question about Wiki Badges. Basically, what would be the rough timeline on that for integrating, or is there ways that people can look at it now?
Yeah, so Wiki Badges is basically ready already. So it's just a question that we have to create some instruction files for users to make the usability a bit better. Wiki Badge belongs it's what I could call an exploration, tool. So it's a kind of initiative which is not, let's say, we will not basically make a lot of development around it, but we just will launch it and see what kind of impact or what kind of interest it will give to our users, or our users will have for it, sorry. And then based on this response of our users or of the community, then we'll perhaps go on and make some development around it and so on. So it's kind of, I would say, proof of concept, and interesting also to see what will happen with it and what kind of things will emerge around the Wiki Badge.
Okay, thank you.
But from what is interesting to say about Wiki Badges and about claim badges or selfie badges in Open Badge Passport is that there are new tools for supporting, in my opinion, would say, pedagogic approach with badges. So it's perhaps good to understand that it's not only a question of recognizing, let's say, skills and competencies based on some competence frameworks, on some criteria defined by an organization, but it would be more about, let's say, for example, a student could create a badge telling about what he has been doing during a course, for example, and then he would get recognized with endorsement by his teacher. for example. So it's very interesting to see how teachers will be able to use this reflective learning approach that this new badge feature can basically provide. And the wiki, it's a bit the same. The wiki is the idea that you could have basically some workshop at school working on some topic, let's say environment or whatever you want, and then the group of students and teachers could work on the wiki for let's say defining some competencies or skills, and then this badge could be reused by other schools, you know, and then copy and then a bit transform and so on. So it's interesting to see not only the fact that that badges are created, but it's interesting to see how badges could be co-created and how badges could evolve. What kind of history there would be behind the badges. So the wiki strong thing, it's or feature or that you can see what kind of transformation you have in the badge. So you could follow this history of the badge.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. There's a lot of interest in sustainability development goals, and I could see the wiki possibly being used as a tool for this.
Yeah. So in Open Badge Factory strategy, we are bringing both, I would say, answers to a very specific question, and they can be PDF badges. They can be the fact that we want to ease sharing of badges between organizations. We want to make a better sub-organization management solutions and so on, which is supporting, I would say, big project, big organizations and so on. But we want also to give the possibility to explore new potential with badges, and the claim badge and these wiki badges are basically from this world of trying and exploring, and we'll see what will happen. Any other questions? If not, thank you very much for all these questions done, and tomorrow then it will be same presentation but in French. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.